EVA is a collaboration between the Magic Center here at RIT and the Stroke Center at the University of Rochester.
We aim to help guide stroke patients through the recovery process with the use of games.
This project comes out of the idea that we know that stroke patients with improve if they practice activating their weak arms or their weak muscle groups, but sometimes it can be really hard to get them to do that, especially if they're really weak and anything that they attempt to do doesn't come out right.
We try to keep it interesting without it being too complicated, because sometimes people aren't feeling very well, and so you want it to be sort of easy to grasp kind of quickly.
The hope was that we could create a system where we would use the weak signals from their muscles through electromyography or EMG, and then have that control a computer game, which would make it more fun for them to repetitively activate those weak muscles.
Typically, when we go in and work with patients, we bring, it's a pretty small system. It's really just a small EMG case with connected to a laptop, and we go in and we usually do it in the patient's room. A lot of times they're in a hospital bed. And we set them up and put the EMGs on either side, sensors on either side of their forearm.
There's lots of different ways that people after a stroke have abnormal activation patterns. And so now we're trying to get the game to a new level where we're going to be trying to positively reinforce activation patterns that might be more helpful in the long run.
When it gets really exciting is when a patient who is really struggling with weakness actually manages to see something happen in the game when they aren't really getting a lot of activity in their arm yet. That can be pretty exciting for them, and it can give them sort of a sense of possibility that I think as the researchers and the people that are recording, that brings a smile to our face for sure.
One of the best parts about getting to do this with RIT is just having people who have a completely different understanding and thoughts about video games contribute their part to creating the process. I had very little experience with video games myself. I knew what I wanted clinically, but I didn't really know how we could implement that in a way that would work for the patients. And it has just been wonderful to work with the students at RIT and actually create this together.